Some people might think the goal as regards arguing with your spouse is to just stop doing it. In other words, let's not argue with our spouse. I have to say that's not my goal. Frankly, I can't really picture marriage without some arguing. So my goal is to do it better. And of course, I don't mean do it better in the sense of so that I win. Do it better so that our arguing can be actually a very good and important experience for both of us. So I have three suggestions of kind of how we might think about this. First of all, make the goal be clear communication to reach a conclusion together. This conclusion could be something practical that we need to decide on doing, or it could be something that we just simply need to see and kind of come to understand together. A quick example of each. Well, and you can see this leading to arguments. Well, are we going to pay to have one of our children take piano lessons? This might be a pretty important decision to make. You can certainly see this being something that we would disagree about, right? So we're going to need to have a discussion. And I think, sometimes it might be a discussion without argument. That's fine. I'm not saying make up an argument for the sake of it, but at times, where there's going to be disagreement, there's going to be something of an argument because we need to work something through together. Another example of something where we might have an argument is where, let's just say it's how I've been interacting with my wife's family. Kind of an in-law situation. Right? This, particularly looking back, say, at the history or something we're just coming off of, this is really a classic thing you could argue about. Might start with well, why did you have to say that? Or why did you do that? So this leads to an argument. This isn't an argument about something practical to do, though it might have practical consequences. It's really more of just something where we need to come to some understanding together. All right, so I think it's very important that we make the goal in this argument be clear communication to reach a conclusion together. We need to reach some type of conclusion. We need to come to some understanding. The main thing that's opposed to is the goal being to win. If somebody in marriage wins an argument, then always both lose. Winning an argument is a loss. Why would I want to win over my wife? Now, of course, it's actually probably a number of things that could kind of move me. Am I feeling unheard right now? Am I just kind of frustrated? Am I having a certain anger welling up from inside that I don't know where it's coming from? These are the type of things, right, that could move me to enter an argument, especially with the way that I seem to be going about winning. Well, those things are going to need to be addressed. But the way to address them is by actually having a good argument and not by trying to win. Second suggestion, we should understate our case. Understate our side. Whatever our points are, kind of pare them back a little bit. Why do I say that? Well, because I think regularly we tend to overstate, which is probably coming from a lack of confidence that we're going to be heard. And that's something that maybe we need to even discuss and work through. But I need to overcome that. I need to, work on my confidence. Even if if I'm not totally confident, still just take that approach. I'm going to understate my case and just kind of ask, invite by doing that, my wife to hear me. We can always turn up the heat. It's very difficult to dial it back. And you can never take back certain things that we've said. So it's just a good thing to just kind of take as a principle. How can we understate our case? Third and final suggestion, really focus on hearing the other side. Some of us are really bad at that. So let's just think, not only am I understating my case, I'm really going to try to make a point here. This is hard, but just let's be explicit. This is our goal. We'll really try to listen. right? Because the whole point is this argument, if it's worth having, is ultimately about relationship. It's to deepen our relationship. Otherwise, why are we having this argument, right? And sometimes we're going to be in the middle of one and kind of realize, you know what, I didn't enter into this with a good spirit, and maybe right now the thing to do is just shut it down. But we're trying to have only those arguments that really ultimately are about deepening the relationship. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen if we make that our goal. And remember, the goal isn't to win. We're in this to act together and to see together. And a good argument can really help us do that.